Let's see how Python compiles and runs source code. This is your source code, which is a .py file. Python first compiles your source code into a format known as bytecode. A bytecode is a lower level and platform independent representation of your source code. Compiled code is usually stored in .pyc files and is regenerated when the source is updated or when otherwise necessary. The bytecode is loaded into the Python runtime and interpreted by the Python virtual machine (PVM), which is a piece of code that reads each instruction in the bytecode and executes whatever operation is indicated. The bytecode compilation is done automatically and the Python virtual machine is already present in your system as a part of the installed Python program. Each time an interpreted program is run, the interpreter must convert source code into machine code and also pull in the runtime libraries. However, importing libraries each time a program is run can be quite time consuming. Hence, Python imports the libraries the first time a program is run. Whenever a Python program is called, Python will check if a compiled version, that is, the file with the .pyc extension, exists. This file has to be newer than the file with the .py extension. If the compiled file exists, Python will load the bytecode, which will speed up the startup time of the script. Otherwise, Python will create the bytecode before it starts the execution of the program. Execution of Python program means the execution of the bytecode on the Python virtual machine, PVM. Python's compilation to bytecode is entirely implicit. You never invoke a compiler. You simply run a .py file. Python has a feature called the interactive prompt feature, which allows you to type statements and have them executed immediately. The compiled languages lack this feature. But even then, at the interactive prompt, your source code is compiled to bytecode and then the bytecode is executed. This immediate execution and Python's lack of an explicit compile step are why people call the Python executable the Python interpreter. Therefore, Python uses an interpreter as well as a compiler to create an internal representation and saves it to disk so that it doesn't have to repeatedly pass the code whenever the code is to be executed. This sums up how Python compiles and runs your source code.